But when you post on Facebook about Wicked, you're not being straight with them. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah.
All right, before we begin the show, let's thank our sponsors. First and foremost, our title sponsor, Once Upon a Coconut. All natural, non-GMO coconut water with natural electrolytes and no added sugar. You can choose from pure blueberry, pineapple, watermelon, sparkling energy, and chocolate flavors with Once Upon a Coconut. Stay hydrated and refreshed. And if you're wondering why it tastes so darn good, it's due to a combination of factors, including the freshness and sweetness of young coconut water, the lack of additives, and the natural electrolytes present. And the best part about it, Once Upon a Coconut, 10% of profits go to charity that benefit our communities, including the Down Syndrome Foundation, Breast Cancer Foundation, Leukemia Society. Good things, good people, great product. So you can grab it at some Sprouts, you can grab it on Amazon, you can go online to find a store near you or purchase it right there off of their website, onceuponacoconut.com. It is delish. Big thanks to Inspect All Pest Services, our buddy Nick and the crew over at Inspect All Pest Services, providing the highest quality termite, pest, and wildlife control. That's not all they do. Inspect All can take care of your insulation, pressure washing, gutter maintenance, and other home services in Metro Atlanta and the surrounding areas. Remember, seasonal, you get different bugs and critters all around your house, so you want to go with the best in the business, and that would be one of our fine sponsors from day one, InspectAllServices.com. It's the Mad Dog, Manny Aurora, with the Aurora Law Firm, best darn defense attorney in the world, litigating all over the United States, based out of Georgia. We're talking criminal defense, white-collar crime, DUI, drug offenses, appeals, and more. And you can always get your legal questions answered by the Mad Dog, Manny Aurora, by getting those to me. And when he pops up on a show, you get your questions answered. So go to thebaileyshow.com and we'll get those questions to the Mad Dog. The Aurora Law Firm.com. He is the best in the business when it comes to therapists. There's no doubt about that. I use them, and so should you. We're talking about Dr. David Markwell with Ridgeline Counseling. He's got 10 therapists in-house, 3 different locations there in Georgia, one across from Sprayberry High School in Sandy Plains in East Cobb, Marietta near the Square in McKaysville, just outside of Blue Ridge. But if you're not in Georgia and you need to talk to the good doctor, then you can go online and get virtual sessions. Ridgeline Counseling at gmail.com if you'd like to email him directly, or go online to markwelltherapy.com. There is no better time to check if your insurance is any good. That's why FBC Insurance is waiting for you to reach out. You can call them at 888-308-1841 or email them info@fbcinsuranceservices.com. I just switched up my car insurance because I got a better deal, and FBC Insurance, they were the people to find it. Perfect for new homeowners, especially if you're trying to reshop those current insurance policies. 5-star service, multi-policy, bundled discounts, and they're going to shop every carrier out there to find the best insurance for your house, flood, storm season, auto, motorcycle, boat, recreational vehicle, or just a personal policy. 888-308-1841 or go online, FBCInsuranceServices.com. Another one of our great sponsors in storm season. You have to talk to the good people at Alternate Power Solutions of Georgia. Family owned and operated. They are a Generac generator dealer, founded in 2012. So storm season, power goes out. Who knows when it's coming back on? Don't be that guy or girl that does not have a backup plan and having power for whatever it be, especially medical devices, fans, air conditioning, so on and so forth. Offering sales, service, installation, and repair of automatic home standby and portable generators, every single one of you. When you become a customer at Alternate Power Solutions of Georgia, you get an upgraded warranty, free monitoring, and warranty repair. A+ rating with the BB&B, and you pay nothing until the job is complete. Call or request a free home assessment. You can go to their website, poweringgeorgia.com, or buzz them at 770-853-7571. Use the discount code Bailey, my last name, and get $500 off your entire installation. All right? Servicing Georgia and Tennessee. Again, another great sponsor of the BS podcast that is going to come to your aid here during storm season. And I'm talking about Cliff Bratcher and Jayco Contracting. This one hits home for me because I needed advice from Cliff and Jayco Contracting when my mother got a hole in her roof. Now, Jayco Contracting helping the good folks out in Georgia. And if you're in Georgia, you call him this storm season just to know that you're going to be taken care of when that tree falls through your roof or your shingles come off or a hole somehow appears. roofers, right? They are a platinum preferred contractor with Owens Corning, licensed and insured roofing and gutter specialists covering all of Georgia. Keep in mind, if you've not gone through this process, Cliff and Jayco Contracting are going to take care of it from start to finish. That means dealing with the insurance companies. That can be a headache and a negotiation, and they're the best to do it. Commercial and residential satisfaction guaranteed. JaycoContracting.com, or 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. You give Cliff Bratcher a call at 770-316-3876. Alive Ozone Therapy Spa in Altamont Springs, Florida. This is mine and my wife's wellness spa. If you have an autoimmune, cancer, HIV, just simple biohacking, long COVID, the answer is yes to just about anything that's going on in your body. Most of the time it starts with inflammation, and ozone therapy, it decreases inflammation. So ozone therapy, we are the first and only to do it in Central Florida. That is a live ozone therapy spa. We also offer red light therapy, halo therapy, pressotherapy, PMF grounding mat, as well as naturally in-house made ozone infused products like the magnesium butter that many of you absolutely love. Ozone therapy, what is it? Quickly, it repairs and rejuvenates your cells to the mitochondrial level by using activated oxygen. Simple as that. No side effects. That's all there is to it. It's a 30-minute session, and you actually burn up to 600 calories when you're in the Hocket sauna. We do it the most non-invasive way. So whether you're in the area or you want to travel, book an appointment, AliveOzoneTherapySpa.com. All the products you can get there as well. And remember, for you two peers, use the discount code BS10 to take that off those online products. If you want to be a sponsor of the show, reach out to me via thebaileyshow.com. And if you are a listener of this podcast and you need any of our great sponsors, please reach out to them. Now, let's begin.
What do we want to talk about?
To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. Ralph Waldo Emerson.
Welcome to the Bailey Show podcast. A guy show women love to listen to.
Intellectually immature nonsense.
That's BS.
That's BS.
That's BS.
That's BS.
Okay, then, let's do it.
Yeah, there it is. Episode 395 of the BS podcast. Thanks to all of our sponsors, like Once Upon a Coconut, onceuponacoconut.com. BS Podcast 10 at checkout. Save some Geetuses. All on the BPX. That is the Bailey Podcast Exchange. 3 different shows, 5 days a week, one feed, jasonbailey.com. Thanks for being here. My name's Jason Bailey. There he is, the Bald Badger, Benjamin himself. Hello, Bald Badger.
How do you do, Bailey?
Once again, coming to us from Afghanistan. His internet is down, so he's hot spotting from his phone, and that is a champion of all champions. I appreciate that.
Hey, man, the show must go on.
I don't even know if I know how to do that, to be honest with you. I couldn't figure that out for the life of me. I've been going back and forth with my internet company about, I get these freeze warnings during the show, and it's like between the software that we use to record and AT&T has been out here like 4 times. They're like, no, it's not us. Company's like, not us. So finally the software company sent me all this nerdy data, goes, it's definitely not us. Here's proof. Now stop bothering us, kid.
We're going to have to get like a server room in your house.
Yeah, right. It's like, why do I have these freaking problems? Enough problems, I don't have time to do my project, even though I finally got my step done. I was telling everybody, now this might sound stupid to a lot of you, but some of you are going to be able to relate to this. I like to do projects. I'm not very good at projects around the house. For those that have listened to me for years on the radio, you know that I'm a trier. I am a doer. I'm an attempter, not a doer. I'm an attempter. All right. So you might get some, unbalanced stuff and some things that aren't cut right. It might happen.
Why does the word gumption come to mind? You got the gumption.
That's a good word. I like that. I'm a gumption guy. That's good. So all I wanted to do with this house is make this step, right? I mean, there's a lot of things I want to do, but I wanted to make this step. Why did I want to make this step? Okay, so there's...
You go in the right direction.
Right, yes, I know where I'm walking. So there's Georgia made me addicted to steps. So like Georgia, wherever you go, I mean, you always have these, wood patios and stuff. Every house has one. Then when we bought the cabin in North Georgia, you're on a mountain. So you got steps and
wait, a wood patio or like a porch? Which one are you talking about here?
A deck. A deck.
Oh, in the backyard. Okay, yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, a deck. A deck because you got basement or whatever.
I'm thinking like front porch, like I declare, one of those wood patio porch.
So if you lived in Georgia for any amount of your life, you know how to make yourself a good wood step out of 4x4s, right? Or 6x6s. So I had to teach myself how to do that. I mean, I know it's not rocket science. I get it. But I found myself enjoying doing it. Then I found myself understanding that this could beat the water. Okay. I've got a battle against water. Again, something I learned in Georgia is that, the water drainage, you got to beat it. Water is more dangerous than fire in some ways.
How much time did you spend educating yourself on French drains?
Oh, bro, dude. I had French drain. I think I put in 6 French drains. I don't know what that is in the background of my office, but something keeps talking to me. Alexa, off.
That's not good.
I think it's my computer. I think it's my other computer. It's just talking. Isn't that odd?
Like maybe you left a video on or something over there.
I'm going to mute it.
Do it.
You want to talk about how beautiful your tattoos are.
I want to talk about Bailey's French drain obsession. In Florida, we just call it ditches with gravel. But while he's not here, y'all, I will tell you, he loves to feel like he's doing manly stuff. Kind of adorable. He needs more tools. Ryobi or DeWalt.
No. I have a bunch of tools. That's the thing. I have a bunch of tools. I don't necessarily know what they all do. So like Rach has done a really good job over the years of getting me tools because I'm a collector. My OCD, like if I do something, I have to do it 100%. I have to have all the things, right? I have to have all the things that go with it. So I've got a bunch of tools.
Do you have a particular brand that you focus on?
Ryobi.
Oh, you Ryobi. See, I'm a DeWalt guy.
I'm a Ryobi guy. It's fairly priced, always at the Home Depot. I'm a Home Depot kind of guy. And I like the green, poison green, fluorescent green, I'm in. So anyway, there's a portion of my back patio that is where my outdoor kitchen is, my green egg is, and my stuff, pizza oven, and so on and so forth. And then there's I have pavers, and it's on the other side of the cage, the lanai where the pool is. And there's this section that you walk through, and there's a palm tree, and there's probably like 2.5 feet of mulch. And, I've got plants, but this spot's open. So you can walk into the backyard grass area, which is a beeline to my man shed with all my man tools.
It's the knoll.
It's the knoll. Very good.
The grassy knoll.
So for this area, it kind of dips off a little bit more than I'd like. But what I found out, especially during hurricane season, rainy season, is this rain is running off. So it just pushes the mulch everywhere, and it bothers me. So I'm like, I have a portion of a 4x4 post left that I used for another project. The best projects are stuff that you already have at your house, right? So I have 69 inches of 4x4.
Remnants.
Yeah, remnants. I have 69 inches of 4x4 left. I have 4 large black deck screws. The big, like the expensive ones. They're not cheap. And all I needed was I had a bag of river rock, and which I needed to buy. I had to buy more bags, and then a half a bag of paver gravel, so I can flatten it and so it kind of holds in. I had a what is it? The
tamper.
Yeah, the damper. Tamper. What is it?
Tamper. Yep.
With a T, like Tom.
Yeah.
Yep.
Part of your tool collection.
The thing that you do this, right? Right? That's the big heavy thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like you're doing something else, but yes, that is the motion.
Yeah. So you do that and you do it hard until it flattens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I got one of those.
So you're grunting and yep.
Yeah, I got one of those.
Oh.
All I needed was rebar. So I got 3 pieces of 1/2 inch, 36-inch rebar. I'm like, please God, don't make me hit a pipe. So Florida soft ground, Georgia red clay, not happening. So I could just push this into the ground, really. So I push it into the ground where I know where I'm going to go. No pipe, no pipe, no pipe, straight like skull. Good. I'm great. Where's my mallet? You know, like a 3-pound mallet. I know I have one. Can't find it anywhere. I know what happened to it. Rach stole it. She denies it. But when she was doing real estate, she'd keep it in her trunk. So when she put the signs in, she could.
Oh, you think she stole it back then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let me tell you something about her family. Her family, they never put shit back. Okay. They use it, they leave it out, and it gets lost. They don't put the bits back in the right area. They don't put anything back. So everything gets lost. They're not well organized people. So I know she took it and she lost it or something. So anyway, I'm like, how am I going to hammer this stuff in? So I tried to use a rubber mallet. That didn't work.
Holes in it.
Yeah, I tried to use a regular hammer. That didn't work. Tried to use a sledgehammer. That didn't work. So I went to my neighbor, Jeff, cool Jeff. He's got a 2-pound mallet or something, littler one, smaller one. And I'm sitting there for for hours, pounding this thing in. You get like 6 inches past the 4x4, it's smooth sailing. So finally, after all this time, my shoulders are killing me. Little bit of blood, nicked myself a little bit, missed my shin 6 times when the thing came out of my hand. Thank God. You know, like when you're hammering something and it slips and you're hard hammering it and you hammer it and you got to put your shoulder into it. And then it slips out of your hand and just flies. Dude, I did that thing 6 times. It flew out of my hand and my leg just kicked back up because I missed. I was like a ninja. I was like Matrix.
Okay. You hit your shin with that thing and you're still cussing to this day.
Oh my God. I was just like, thank God I missed. Anyway, I got it in. It's nice. It's level. The river rocks in. I had to buy a bag of mulch, put some mulch around it. It's beautiful. It rained.
Drainage.
Water drain. It rained that night. I went outside in my goulashes and in my raincoat with an umbrella. And I'm sitting there literally in the rain. This is how addicted I am to this. I'm sitting there in the rain watching my brand new man-made step suck up all this water and not screw up the mulch. And I got a Woodrow Wilson, dude. I'm sitting there just going, man, this is the hip snips. I know what I'm doing. I could start a step business is what I could do.
Did you actually have like a PVC pipe going through the step and the water was coming out the other side, or was it just flowing?
No, I didn't need that. Just the water through the rocks. That's all I need.
Look at you.
Mm-hmm.
And you felt good about life.
Bro, I felt like I accomplished something until.
Did you go grab your wife and make her come look at it with you?
Well, she wouldn't come outside, so I took video.
You will watch this, woman.
Yeah, she will. So I was like, all right, I finally got my project done. Now I can move on to the next stuff. Home projects, not really a necessity right now until one pops up. So
I got way less home projects currently.
Yeah, cool. Well, that's what happens when you move into your parents' small house in the backyard. No offense.
Projects are just tinier.
We're cooking dinner, and you've been to my house. When we bought this house, the appliances that they have, they're nice appliances. They're GE, but they're cafe brand. I guess it's more of a fancy pants.
Yeah, it's a good brand. That's nice stuff.
Okay. It's got a little like bronze or copper label on them and stuff. They're okay. I mean, I don't give a shit. Just give me a refrigerator, give me an oven that works, give me a microwave that works, whatever. But it came with the house. The back of this stove is different. It's got the vent in the back. I guess normal stoves have it up front or in a different place.
As opposed to like the hood vent? No,
not the hood. It's got this like exhaust thing in the back.
Okay.
Rach says it's odd. The back is tile, like behind the stove is tile. We've got a hood over it.
I remember this.
But in the middle of the wall above the stove, they had this accent piece. It's 15.5 by 23, and it's like brushed bronze, and it's got elevated designs of like trees and shit. Okay, so the tile is like a cream tile. It's cool tile. And then they've got this accent piece. Like, I for whatever reason they have.
Did it match the stove? I don't remember that part.
It doesn't match shit, dude.
Okay.
It doesn't match a damn thing. I don't know why they had it. They just had it. Whatever. So we're cooking dinner. I'm cooking the steak. She's cooking something on the stove. And out of nowhere, kaboom, the damn thing falls out of the wall on the stove. Just out of nowhere. I'm like, what the shit? Why me? Why me? And I run over. I'm like, what happened? She's like, I have no idea. Like, what did you do? She's like, I didn't do shit. It's like the damn thing fell out of the wall. Like, what do you mean?
Seems the mortar.
What did I do? So like you look at the back of it, they didn't put a lot of thin set on it. So maybe that was it, but it had bowed. So it obviously shouldn't have been there because of the heat. It's not a tile. I don't know what it's made out of. It's not plastic, but it's a material that obviously is not heat resistant.
Some kind of metal composite, sounds like.
Because the damn thing bowed, and it bowed so badly it fell off the freaking wall. So we go to like 3 different places. We go to Floor and Decor, Home Depot, and Lowe's. What is this? Where can I find one? I'm Google Lensing it, and every place that said they had it didn't have it. No one had heard of it. Google Lens lied. So nobody knows what it is. So I'm like, all right, I got to fit this area. It's like, it's not even a perfect math area. It's not like 16 by 30 or like a normal area. It's like just a little over 15 and a quarter by 23 and just a little bit over. I don't do tile work. I do not have a wet saw. I do have a tile cutter. That's like a,
Oh, no.
Yeah. That kind of thing.
No.
I've used it before. Well,
okay.
So anyway,
Have you used it for this particular purpose? No.
No. I use it for something not like this. So I'm like, okay, how do we do this and make it less work for me? All right. Well, let me think about this. So we're going to Floor and Decor, and it takes Rach back to the reno days of her house in Atlanta. She's like, oh my God, they've gotten so many varieties now, so many options. Look at all these tiles. They're absolutely beautiful. And this and this and that.
It's like she's sitting right there. It's a great impression.
I'm like, Rach, I'm not cutting tile. I'm not buying a wet saw. I'm not doing this. I'm not making this a project. I do not have time. She's like, that's not like you. You always like want to do projects. I was like, I like to do projects that I want to do. This is not something that I want to do. She's like, you've changed. You're just a different person. And it's like, we've got a lot going on, I don't want to do this project, and fantasy football season's coming up. And so, and she's like, okay. So like, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do the math. We're going to find tiles that fit the space, and we're going to make a design. And so we talked to this really nice lady at Home Depot, and she gave us a brilliant idea. She's like, do exactly that. You can buy the tiles that have designs on them, and then you can buy the sheets of tiles that you can cut that have the net.
The meshing.
Right. So you just cut it, and you do that, and then you fit the tile in, and then you do the grout order, and then the grout around it, right? And make it kind of cool. I mean, you don't want to use a lot of grout, obviously, but and I've got the spacers and stuff. So that's my next project, is I've got to put tile on a wall, which is stupid. It's just dumb.
I feel like you should have gotten like a picture of you and Rach and made a tile of your own. Right over the stove.
But get something really neat and cool to put back there. It's not good for resale of the house if you've got a picture of my penis behind the oven.
Like the cover for Little Mermaid, just right there behind the stove.
Right. Hey, Rach, why don't we put a picture of your boobs on some tiles and put it behind the oven? I'm sure when we go to sell this house, hopefully in the next 5 years, the new owners would like to, oh my God, I'll give you $100,000 more for that house. Those boobs over the oven.
You just tell them they're pumpkins or gourds.
Right. Yeah. We'll make your boobs into pumpkins. We'll make your boobs into produce. So they think
go from squish to squash.
Anyway. So, moral of the story is I beat water, I made a step, and I got a new project.
I'm proud of you. You get to keep your man card today.
Anybody in the Orlando area that knows tile stuff and wants to come over and help me out for nothing, feel free to do it. Yeah. Hey, by the way, man card stuff. Got to ask you about this.
I know where this is going.
Well, maybe not. You made a post on Facebook, and I'm curious on what you meant by it. The post was something to do with Wicked. It was one of those.
Yeah, that's where this was going.
It was one of those kind of like, it was a whole red background and then white text, and it just said, finally watched Wicked. Wow. Like,
you read it in that accent. You're like, wow, Ben really got effeminate for this one.
Finally watch Wicked. I'm hoping that you posted that and we're like, wow, I can't believe I wasted my time and this really good looking girl that I met online that I just had sex with and snorted lines of coke on her off her ass. She made me watch this. Wow, this can't believe I did that.
Yep.
Please tell me that's why you posted that.
That is 100% exactly not why I posted it. Yeah, it was really good, dude. So I got a history with Wicked. I used to have to do, I was a performance coach and I would teach young women all over the country. And when I was doing it was right at the height of the Wicked thing in like 2006 to 2010. And the music's actually really good. It's really well orchestrated. And, but then I heard they were doing it again. And the stars of the first one were Kristen Chenoweth and Idina Menzel. I know knowing their name does not make me sound any manlier, but it's what it is. And they were awesome. And I'm thinking there's no way they could redo Wicked and do it any justice. Ariana Grande and that Cynthia chick killed it. It was really good.
You remember the PR tour that they did? It was horrible.
I didn't give it much credit. I didn't give it much time. I didn't think it would get this far. But now that I've seen it, I get it. I understand. It's really damn good, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. I know what you were hoping, but
so I'm going to meet you halfway on this one, right? Nor do I want to see it, nor do I care to see it. But I read through the comments. Wasn't a ton of comments, but for the most part, all the people that commented outside of your sister were women.
Yeah.
And they were like, it's fire. Oh,
yeah. My sister is also a woman. Let's just put that out there.
Yeah. But I'm not putting her in the my point.
Okay.
So you have women that are like, oh, it's fire. It's on my to-do. Oh, so good. What took you so long? It's so good, boyfriend. You have some dude out of nowhere. It's like, it's on my list too,
There might have been a dude on there. Chicks dig Wicked.
Yeah. So maybe let's save you a little bit. Maybe you'd posted it, whether you know it or not, to reel them in. You're like, I'm going to play this game. I'm going to play this digital game. I'm going to show a softer side of the bald badger.
Look at what you've done. You've seen the man behind the curtain. You figured me out.
Please tell me that's all you, please.
No, but that's a great idea. I wish it would have been.
Oh man, you mean you could have rolled with it, dude?
No, yeah. I gotta be straight with you. I gotta be straight with you because I'm straight. Whatever you're thinking, I am straight. No, I wanted to watch Wicked, so I watched Wicked. Damn it.
You can be straight with me, but when you post on Facebook about Wicked, you're not being straight with them. I can tell you that right now.
Well, yeah, I had to push my man card across a desk for a while. I took it back when the movie was over, but I knew I was dipping my toe in something a little slanted.
Yeah. So you was just out of curiosity, Ben, when you posted about Wicked being so good.
Yeah.
Were there any other man things going on in your life? Like if you were to rank 1, 2, and 3, throw Wicked.
God, I wish there would have been. I did a whole bunch of rednecky shit right before that, but then I went and took a shower and watched Wicked.
You forgot.
Washed all the man right off of me, didn't I? It was a good shower.
You're like, man, this water just got all the redneck off me. I got to get back into that Wicked mode.
Yeah, I was four-wheeling. I was drinking deer blood. I was doing all kinds of stuff. And then I'm like, ooh, let's watch Wicked.
Yeah, your boys in camo didn't see that one coming, I bet.
Well, I'm just going to say I was in camo. They didn't see any of that. And I left the post ambiguous because I didn't think anybody would want to talk about it. But I forgot I'm friends with you.
Yeah, you definitely were in camo, pink camo.
Yeah.
Right,
but again, it was really good. It's got Jeff Goldblum, and it tells the backstory. Do you know anything about Wicked?
No,
you don't care.
I don't. Well, go.
All right. Yeah, we got people that might like it. So it tells the backstory of the Wicked Witch of the West. previous to Wizard of Oz. So it's like the before story and how she got to be wicked. Huh?
Prequel.
That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
Prequel. Yeah. And it's neat. I mean, the fact that she was kind of forced to become what she became, and Glenda's actually the bitch, and the wizard is a horrible person. So you never saw that coming either. So you saw Wicked.
Do they have the Tin Man and the Scarecrow and all that stuff?
Not yet.
Oh,
they have just a little peek of that idea at the beginning of it, but they don't exist yet.
Is there
the Cowardly Lion? There is a nod to the Cowardly Lion.
Is there?
I was the Cowardly Lion once, by the way.
Is there a third one? Like, is there a trilogy? Is there?
So this is the first half of the movie. This is part one.
Okay,
so there's going to be a Wicked 2 coming.
Yeah, but I don't want Wicked 2. I want after the Wizard of Oz.
Oh man, there was the author that wrote Wicked. I think did another one after Oz, but I don't remember. I have to look into that for you.
They should do one with all actors from Boston and have them say Wicked all the time. Like, you know,
that's funny. Oh my God, that's funny.
That's
just wicked good.
Damn, this bitch flying around on a broomstick is wicked, man.
Oh my God, she didn't have any Duncan. That's wicked.
Man, Larry Bird ain't got shit on this bitch. She's wicked. Everybody's wicked. Sometimes I have decent ideas. I had an idea. I had an idea the other day. My wife and I, actually, we were going to the Floor & Decor in Sanford. We were driving by, which is now the Walking Dead Sanford Mall, Seminole Town Center.
Yeah, that's got a thing.
For those that aren't familiar with this, just drive by a mall that's been closed down in your city, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. And you know, if you're a Gen Xer, you grew up in the mall world. Like malls, I mean, that's where we hung out. That was our freedom. That was our hang, man. That was our second home.
Were you a mall rat?
Oh my God, was I a mall rat, dude? I smokes. I hid my Marlboro Reds underneath the big green generators behind the movie theater and left them there. You know, I mean, that I eventually I got my dream job, which was at a mall. You know, I just loved the mall. And then I was like, I can get to the mall before the
Where
mall.
did you work at the mall? Sam Goody.
No, Babbage's.
What was Babbage's?
Babbage's was before GameStop. So it was Babbage's, Electronic Boutique, and then GameStop. So Babbage's was the GameStop of the 90s.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I had maybe the best mall job ever. I know I'm interrupting your story, but I got to share. Okay. At 16 years old, I got hired to be in charge of the swimsuit section at Gadzooks.
Oh, shit, dude. That is.
And Gadzooks in North Little Rock, Arkansas is really the only decent swimsuit section in the state of Arkansas.
Yeah.
So all the hot girls from the state would come to me at 16. It was great.
I remember Gadzooks. You know, you had Benetton, you had Oak Tree, you had Structure, Chess King. Well, Chess King was before Structure. Structure bought Chess King.
Yeah.
You had Benetton. I said that. And you had Boardwalk Fries. You had
Merry-Go-Round.
You had
Dunderbox.
You had Sam Goody's, and you know the arcade, and you know back in the day, malls had pet stores, which was awesome. You know, most malls had pet stores. It was always like tucked into the corner opposite of
behind the escalator on the bottom floor.
Yeah, right. Exactly. It was cool. So anyway, I came up with this idea. Rach and I were passing this Seminole Town Center, and it just looks horrible. It's so sad. You know, it's just there's weeds growing up. There's no cars there. It looks like the end of days. It looks like I Am Legend, right? It's just really, really sad. And we were talking about kind of what we were talking about with malls and stuff. And I said, you know what would be brilliant is if Amazon bought the malls, and they were Amazon malls, and Amazon would put in Amazon non-Chinese, if possible, products into the storefronts of the mall. So you can use your Amazon Prime membership. Not that you need anything shipped to you, but you know, you could use whatever Amazon credits or Amazon credit card, you might get a discount or something at all the stores. They're all Amazon run stores. You know what I mean? Outside of maybe, the big headquarters stores.
Whoa. What if the malls became the Amazon distribution centers,
Boom.
but you could actually shop in them too?
Boom. There you go. That's even better.
Wow.
That makes the idea even better. So Jeff Bezos is a hero. He brings people back into storefronts, whether he wants to or not. I mean, maybe his whole goal is to get them out of storefronts, possibly, but it would create jobs. It would get on this kind of made in America type of thing. I mean, you're not going to have a Temu store.
The biggest one could be called a Malzahn.
Malzahns. That's great. My daughter's she's a mall lover. I think she might have gotten that a lot from me. In Georgia, our mall was North Point Mall, which is kind of a dying mall. It's okay. But when I moved to California, in Roseville, California, that mall there was like a mall from the 80s.
Yeah, Stranger Things style.
Dude, every day the mall was packed. Like, I remember the first time I went to it, I'm going, why is it taking so long to find parking? It was nuts. Then I finally found parking and I go in and it's this huge, beautiful mall. It's pretty new, right? And they had this, like you have to ask yourself is like, why do you want people in the mall when they can shop online? Well, I think for the most part, doesn't matter what your age is, maybe obviously leaning more towards older, but there are things that you want to touch, certain clothes you want to put on, certain shoes you want to see and put on. You just don't want to order and then doesn't fit. You got to send it back and you might miss whatever you're ordering it for, so on and so forth. There's also, as human beings, we like tangible items. We want to touch and feel them, go and buy them, grab them, make it an experience. So how do you make it an experience? Especially for the younger generation. Dude, they had like on the first floor, a huge section of this. It was an arcade. Now, not like an arcade from the 80s, but it was like from the 80s. I mean, they had video games. They had a snack shop. They had, you win prizes. You can win iPhones.
Was it right next to a Morrison's cafeteria?
No, but God, wouldn't that have been great? But it was cool. And there were kids in there playing. It was like a Dave and Buster's in the mall almost. That's
awesome.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. So this mall was very close to my house. I'm a mall lover, and a lot of you know this from over the years listening to me on the radio. I'm a mall lover because of my grandmother. I would go and stay at my grandmother's apartment, whether she lived in Glen Burnie, Maryland, or Annapolis, Maryland. So we had two different malls we could go to. In Glen Burnie, it would be Marley Station. In Annapolis, it would be the Annapolis Mall. And I would, Friday say, hey, Mom, I want to go stay at Graham's. She'd drive me to Graham's. I'd stay the night. Wasn't much to do at Graham's house. She had like 4 channels, on her TV. She didn't have cable or any super TV or anything like that. Didn't have a VCR. She had a stereo with records, a lot of Bing Crosby. It was kind of boring, but I got to be with my grandmother. So we would play checkers, tic-tac-toe and stuff like that. But I knew that if I were going to the mall the next day, which we were, I was getting a toy. She was buying me a toy.
From KB?
From where KB, Montgomery Ward's, wherever.
Okay.
And we would walk the mall to find the perfect toy. My grandmother did not have a lot of money. So I understood that. So I make sure it was, like $5 or $6. It might've been an action figure or something like that. Nothing big. But that was exciting for me. And, sometimes we would eat at Chick-fil-A. Sometimes we'd eat at Burger King. Sometimes we'd eat at Roy Rogers. Sometimes we would pack a tuna fish sandwich and we would sit on the bench and eat our tuna fish sandwich. That was awesome as a kid. Me and my grandmother just sitting there at the mall, eating a tuna fish sandwich, shopping, just walking around, looking at stuff. She never drove, never had a license. So we'd take the bus there, take the bus back, walk to the bus stop. And it was a full day experience, man. I mean, it was like both of us were beat when we were done, but that's why I love the mall. So like Christmas, you will always find me in a mall. I never complain about people, and I don't like crowds, but I never complain about people or parking at a mall during Christmas time. I will find a spot. I will get a cup of coffee and I won't buy anything, if I don't need to. And I will just walk around the mall. Just walk around the mall. That's Americana, man. That's the good stuff.
Yeah, it's awesome. And some malls actually still have a Santa, and they still have some place you can get some eggnog or some cider or a cookie, something.
Yeah.
It's the good stuff, man.
There's so many memories. Unfortunately, I don't think like the younger generation will get to experience that kind of shape your life that came from malls. I think the first piece of jewelry that I ever bought from a girl was off of a rope chain at a kiosk in a mall, Naples. I was getting, I think it was Treasure. I think she was my girlfriend for a minute or something. My first kiss. And I had $20. I was like, how much? I want a gold chain. You pull the chain off the rope and they cut it and then they put the clasp on it and stuff like that. And then a week later turns green, that kind of thing. Actually,
I used to really splurge. I'd go to Things Remembered and get a custom little name tag for their bracelet.
Yeah, we did a show with the other guys that were on the show. You weren't here for that, but I talked about my best friend in 7th grade before I moved to Sarasota from Naples. I bought matching. I'm making fun of you for Wicked. I bought matching best friend bracelets from Things Remembered, and I got it.
Yeah,
I got it initialed.
You got him your initials to wear?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little gay. Pretty gay.
A little bit. Yeah. So post away about Wicked. You're good.
That's awesome. I remember like a piercing pagoda. I'd go check out my new cubic zirconia stud I needed to get, and then I go see which new Big Johnson t-shirts came out recently.
Big Johnson t-shirts or the alcohol, the vodka or Jack Daniel's shirts that were kind of twisted and remade at the t-shirt shop. I got my ear pierced at a mall in Wingate, North Carolina, and I also got a specialty earring when my football number. That's what all the fellas did. Got our football numbers in our ear. So I had 54 in my ear. It was pretty cool.
You were 54. I was 55.
Yeah, 54 in my ear right there. Anyway, so
you don't still have your ear pierced, do you?
Now there's a hole there. It's not pierced. Nothing's been in it in a minute. I don't think at 50, if I were to put a piercing in my ear, I think people will like, you okay, dude? I mean, I know you might be going through some things, but but you're different. You pull it off. You're a big dude.
I got a nose ring at 47 years old.
2 tattoos. I'm contemplating getting another I want another tattoo. I already got it in mind, but I want to go down on the sleeve and up on my shoulder. But I'm like, am I too old to get this done?
I'm getting more work this week.
What's the freaking point? Anyway.
Hey, it's your story.
It's my story. It is my story. All right. I want to bring this up on this episode. You're familiar with Mitch Hedberg, right? The comedian?
Might be my favorite comedian of all time.
Okay, good. I reached out to Craig Gass, who's a comedian who's alive. Mitch, obviously, unfortunately, not alive. Craig Gass is a buddy of mine. Unfortunately, he couldn't come on. He'll come on soon. He's got a special coming out. He's editing and working on that right now. But I wanted him to come on and have this conversation with him, and we can kind of revisit it when he does. But Craig Gass was Mitch Hedberg's roommate, when he passed away. So he knows Mitch very, very well. And I wanted to ask him about this new comedian that's like Mitch Hedberg reincarnated. So for those that don't know who Mitch is.
All right. Thank you. Hello. This is my second time on the show. All right. I mean, the first time must have been okay. But they say during the summer that drinks are ice cold. I hope not, because that means they would be impossible to drink. Because they would be solid. Here's a beer, Mitch. It's ice cold. Damn it. I guess I can lick it. I read that last year MTV's Real World got 40,000 applications. That's amazing, man. Such an even number. You would think it would be 40,008, maybe.
So that's Mitch's sense of humor. He was
so good.
Absolutely hilarious. He passed away at a very young age of drug overdose, and a sad story. I mean, that guy could have gone on, and God knows what he would have become and done, and in the entertainment world, just in general. He was just so different, right? And so unique. And even though he's everything's a gimmick. His was a legit gimmick. Like that
It was authentic.
It was authentic, right? Yeah, it was authentic. That's who he was. So just recently on Kill Tony, there was a comedian, and he's like Mitch's, doppelganger for the most part.
Your next bucket pull goes by the name of Keegan Carmichael, everybody. Make some noise for Keegan Carmichael.
My dad would always tell me, alcohol will never fix anything. Then why did you carry beer in your toolbox? Yeah, you didn't think I noticed. Hey, I've been doing comedy. Comedy's tough. As a comedian, I haven't gone on the road, but I'm pretty close to being on the street. Hey, I wish a story really did come with two sides, because I would love to read a book with mashed potatoes and coleslaw. Now, hey, what'd you enjoy about Huckleberry Finn? The gravy. Hey, are you hungry? Cool, let's go to the library. All right, thank you.
Keegan Carmichael.
All right, so the obvious, right? I mean, like the dude is Mitch reincarnated. Everything about him. The question,
He's Timu Mitch.
What's that?
Timu Mitch.
Yeah, okay. Okay, maybe. So here's what happened afterwards.
Are you aware that in every single way you're doing a Mitch Hedberg impression?
I get reminded every day.
Is that on purpose or like accident? Is this how you are in real life?
Yeah, it's weird. Like people DM me like that question. Like, is that how you are? I'm like, I don't know what you want me to tell you.
So you were like this, and that was your sense of humor, and then you saw Mitch Hedberg, and you're like, whoa. What are the odds?
Yeah.
I used to impersonate Mitch Hedberg. I still do.
I mean, the look, the everything, every single thing, the delivery, the joke style. Are you a super fan of his?
No, my favorite's actually Dimitri Martin. But
Dimitri Martin? Now I know you're kidding. That's literally nobody's favorite.
All right, so they beat him up, and you can see the other comedians up on the stage. They're like not even giving him like the benefit of the doubt. Like,
No.
They want nothing to do with this kid. Nothing at all. Like they're appalled that he actually is that way. So the question is the guy a gimmick and just a Mitch ripoff, and he's just doing the same shtick, or is the dude just being himself, and he just happens to have a lot of characteristics like Mitch Hedberg?
On his best day, he's extremely influenced, maybe on a subconscious level. But he's totally knocking down Mitch's everything. He even said library. Nobody says that word like that except Mitch. Nobody.
Okay. I think it's easy to come to that conclusion. I'm going to disagree and give this guy the benefit of the doubt, because I've always stood by this theory. Now, I've always thought that I invented this theory. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I don't know, but I always stand by it. And that theory is that we all come from a handful of molds, meaning that when you meet someone and within 60 seconds, your brain calculates who they are, right? You already know what type of person they are, because it's based off of somebody that you knew in the past, meaning that there is a connection, part of that mold that person comes from. I do it all the time. You know, I've always prided myself on being a good read on people. Seems like as I've gotten older, those superpowers have kind of gone away, i.e. California, where I totally fumbled the ball on that one. But when I was younger, I actually use it as kind of a pickup line. Like I'd go up to girls and I'd say, hey, I can tell you everything there is to know about you in 60 seconds. And even on the radio, just by talking to people, I was able to tell people not only what type of person they were, just hearing them talk for 60 some odd seconds, but I was also able to tell them what they look like. One of the best examples was this woman when we were in California. Her name was Helen, and she called up and she was talking about something. And I said, you're a redhead with very pale skin and freckles, aren't you? And she goes, how do you know that? And I said, just by listening to you talk. She goes, there's no way. I said, just by listening to you talk, because my mind told me she came from the same mold as this girl, Helen, in kindergarten that had a crush on me, and she'd hit on me at the sandbox. I can't explain it, but it's hard for people to understand that. I can't be the only one that has that, right? When you meet somebody, you go, I don't want to do business with you because I can see, like when you meet a shady person and you've known somebody like that shady, like there's different levels of shady, but that shady, like there's a certain, you know what I mean? That manipulative, that shady, you go, oh no, I want nothing to do with you. If you're single and you're meeting a girl and you date a lot, you start to see a pattern, right? You're like, that type of girl looks like that, acts like that, talks like that, does that.
Yeah, walks like a duck, talks like a duck, sure.
She's the same. She comes from the same mold. I want nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with that. And I'm not just talking blondes, brunette, black, white, tall, short, fat, skinny. I'm talking about mannerisms, way that they speak, things they say, how they converse. That's a big one. How they converse. Are they listening to you, or are they just waiting to tell you their story? Different things like that. I don't think that this guy gets up every day going, how can I act like Mitch Hedberg? I think this guy doesn't really give two shits about what people think. And he's just doing comedy because he enjoys it and just happens to become cut from the same mold as Mitch Hedberg.
Yeah, I still don't know. I'm not into it. I think that he might not be as forcefully imitating as he comes across. We are all influenced by other stuff. I'll give you that. We are, everything from what we wear to how we speak, to how we say the word library. We learned it somewhere the way we do it in our lives. And somewhere it's going to be familiar to us from something else that we're familiar to. But this guy is just right the fuck on, to quote Mitch. So he's just a little too out of that mold for me to be in line with that.
Yeah, there's a difference between being influenced and having mannerisms or characteristics. And then that's important to understand with my theory. There's a difference between the mannerisms, slight characteristics, so on and so forth, and being the full-blown person. Okay? The full-blown person is a totally different thing than having manner. Like, we're all influenced by someone, whether it's your father, your mother, if you're in the entertainment business, it was always tough for me. I tried not to listen to the radio because if I were to hear a good bit or something, or something I want to beat them to, like, it became more of a strategy than an entertainment, but I've been influenced by radio personalities. I've learned a lot from other radio personalities. I use what I've learned from other radio personalities in how I do my job, right? Comedians, especially,
friends of mine, Ian Bagg, for example, one of the most clever, creative, funniest comedians that's on tour right now. If you've never seen Ian, you got to see him. Best crowd working comedian to date. Yes, better than Matt Rife. Matt's good. Ian's better.
Caesar salad.
Just absolutely, yeah, right. Yeah, Caesar salad. Rachel's got a shirt that says Caesar salad on it. Absolutely hilarious, And I'll sit there and I'll listen and I'll watch him do that, and I'll get angry with myself. I'm like, God, how did I not think of that? Because I'm a fan of common sense humor. Mitch Hedberg had common sense humor. Keegan has common sense humor. I don't know if that's a format in the comedy world, but there's something to be said about common sense humor. Things that we miss, that we shouldn't miss,
are funny to laugh at because we miss them. That's what they're talking about, right? That's both their styles.
But it was Stephen Wright's style too, but Mitch didn't seem like a total knockoff of Stephen Wright. Mitch seemed like a nod to where he started that journey. Mitch took it someplace different. This guy is taking it exactly where Mitch would have taken it. Not quite as good though.
Yeah. I just don't know if he gets up every day and does that.
Well, you're also talking to a diehard Mitch Hedberg fan, so I'm going to be more protective of his memory than maybe your normal somebody else would be. So I admit to that.
Yeah, so that's the other problem, right? Because Mitch is kind of revered, especially dying young. Mm-hmm. And you could see that on the other comedians' faces. Like, they're
defending his memory.
Exactly. They were angry that dude even got up there to do his stand-up. They were pissed. That dude that was left to Tony was like not even acknowledging him. Thought it was kind of dick, to be honest with you. I was like, how do you know this dude is not legit? Maybe like talk to him and see if he's a gimmick. Okay. He's got no business, right? I mean, find your own shtick. But I mean, that's ballsy to go 100%. I'm Mitch Hedberg.
Yeah, but if a 20-year-old black guy shows up on stage wearing a purple leather suit and grab him his dick, you're not going to go, wow, that's quite a surprising influence you got from Eddie Murphy there. You're going to go, damn, you're stealing his shit.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah, you get up there, do the house burger joke and, you change it to chicken fingers or something like that, but he wasn't stealing his material.
He was stealing the idea of his material, though. Like it was just a different version of 10 jokes Mitch would have said.
Yeah, but every comedian, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it's a slippery slope to point fingers here. But again, as a huge Mitch Hedberg fan, he's ripping off a dead dude's stick.
Do you believe in doppelgangers?
I know that there's supposed to be like 6 people in the world that look exactly like you or something like that. Isn't that what you're talking?
So doppelgangers, there's a 1 in a trillion chance that you have a doppelganger. So for the most part, it's been disproven, like it doesn't exist. But there is some that say you have 1 in a trillion chance. Which are the odds? That's astronomical, right? So the word doppelganger comes from German, means double goer, double walker. It's a person that looks exactly like you. So unlike identical twins who shares the same genes, who obviously you're going to have a lot of identical things going on there, a doppelganger has no relation to you, but would have the same facial features as you. In pop culture, like doppelgangers are like evil entities that might signal bad luck. So doppelgangers, I think for the most part, are really based on physical characteristics.
Okay.
Than mannerisms. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like people say that I look like Peter Brady or Donnie Osmond.
So you could be like the evil Peter Brady.
Seth MacFarlane. I get
totally
Freddie Freeman. I get Freddie Freeman, at night at the beach with my shirt off the rock a lot. I get that.
How did I miss that?
Yeah, I get that.
Freddie Freeman, I can see a little bit. Seth MacFarlane, dead nuts.
Yeah, dead nuts. I'm Seth MacFarlane.
Say cool whip.
Cool whip.
Cool whip.
Cool whip. Who do you get?
Shrek.
Who else do you get?
I really don't. I used to get Jack Black a lot when I had long hair.
Yeah. Okay.
I went to a Tenacious D concert one time, and after the show, I was signing autographs because people wouldn't believe that I wasn't him.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty. Which made it. I didn't lie because I just signed it JB. My first name is James. For those of y'all that don't know me that well, so James Badger. I just signed it JB, Jack Black. It worked out. Made people happy.
That's pretty good. You should have charged them $20 a pop.
Man, damn it.
I know. Retrospect.
Afterthought.
Yeah. So again, it's, the doppelgangers, these two guys don't like this. Keegan guy looks nothing like Mitch
but again, he's got the long hair and kind of that same mannerism thing. It's kind of a little too much in common.
Looks like Kurt Cobain more than he does Mitch Hedberg.
Ish.
Yeah, I know. But he's just, there's like those dudes, like there's those carefree, I just don't give a shit dudes out there that don't have a, don't have a 401k, don't have a family, don't, like if you were to tell me this guy had a family, he used to work for a bank, I'd say gimmick. I would love to interview this guy. I'd love to know his background. This guy is, what people would probably call loser, right?
Mitch would say to this guy, man, I bet you got a lot of beanies.
So I think that the dude is just a dude. Thought it was kind of dick for the guys up there at Kill Tony to, kind of run him off a little bit. I mean, you got something there. And even if he is like a Mitch reincarnated, there's nothing wrong with that. We see it all the time, especially in the music business. You see bands today that were so overly influenced by bands then that there's a portion of their songs that sound exactly, you know what I mean? Then you get into the difference between stealing and being inspired, right? There's two totally different things. I was listening, I Carrie Underwood has a channel on Sirius XM, and I listen to it often. I love Carrie Underwood, and I like the mixture. She's got country in there and she's got rock and roll. She's a big rock fan, for those that don't know.
Yep.
She is a diehard Guns N' Roses fan, a diehard Axl Rose fan.
Yep.
She has a song, and I forget the name of the song. I don't think it was one of her big songs, but there's a run in the song that's Axl-esque. And she tells a story on her channel about when she was writing the song, she changed or added that portion in there because she wanted that Guns N' Roses feel, right?
That's cool.
Real cool. Way cool.
That's like a nod to your hero, though.
Exactly. I think that, so then you go, well, what's the difference? Let's just say this Keegan guy, he came out and it was a totally different performance, same performance, but afterwards he goes, yeah, man, I love Mitch Hedberg. He's my favorite. That's what I grew up on. That's all I listened to. That's all my parents had showed me was old videos of Mitch Hedberg. I just think he was the funniest. And I really would like to be just like him. Would that have come across different to everybody then?
Yes.
If he said that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, okay, well, it makes sense. Maybe try to find your own voice, but I can see why you haven't yet.
Yeah. Okay.
At least you're honest with who you are.
Right. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Well,
but like bands that sound like other bands, I mean, that's so hard not to. Like, you have to really fight to figure out who you are, who you sound like in that environment.
Well, you're always going to be compared to something. We were talking about that show
100%.
Animal Kingdom the other day. I'm addicted to it, watching it on Netflix. Came out in 2016. It was on TNT originally. This show's been out for 10 years. It was 8 seasons on cable television, right? I knew of it, but I wasn't interested in it then. And now I can't stop watching it. Like, I'm not doing things that I need to do in my life to watch this show. That's how addicted I am to this show. But you watch the show and you're like, okay, well, it's just like Point Break. I mean, it's exactly like Point Break. Bands that you're listening to, I remember when Chevelle came out, everybody's like, you guys sound like Tool. You sound exactly like Tool. What's the band that sounds like Rush?
Coheed and Cambria.
Coheed and Cambria. Oh my God. From day one being compared to Rush. So is that a compliment when you're compared to somebody like this guy? When Tony goes, I'm just going to see the elephant in the room. Do you know that you're doing a Mitch Hedberg impersonation? What if he said, yeah, I know I sound a lot like him. He's my inspiration. Does that change anything? Because these bands that have a sound of, are they ripoffs? Are they gimmicks?
Man, it's a good argument, but this guy, if this guy would have said, look, I know I sound like Mitch, but these are my jokes. I just kind of haven't found my voice yet, so I'm borrowing his, like Bradley Cooper said in A Star Is Born. So the bands, that's all they've listened to. They're going to sound similar, but they've still got to grow into their own tone. And if they haven't yet, then they've earned the right to be made fun of.
Okay. Or is it because Mitch Hedberg is so revered? Yeah, that's the word. I'm looking for. Revered, and he died at such a young age, and he's protected in the comedy world.
That's 100% part of it, without question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Lay off that, dude. That's like sacred ground. You just don't walk there.
When Puddle of Mud came out, Wes Scantlin was compared to Kurt Cobain.
Who was he? Oh, yeah, that's okay.
Oh, absolutely. Kurt Cobain. Now, he didn't necessarily look like him, but
the one that got into hardcore was Silverchair.
For the way he looked like
Kurt Cobain. Yeah, they were like, oh, you're just trying to be Kurt, because Kurt had just died when they came out with Frog Stomp.
Yeah, but Silverchair sounded nothing like Nirvana.
Sounded nothing like him, but that's all they heard was, you look like you're trying to look like Kurt Cobain. He's like, because I got blonde hair over my eyes. They're like, yep.
And he's Australian on top of that.
So much in common.
Totally different bands, totally different story, So I don't know. I mean, but I started following this Keegan guy on social media. He's funny, dude. I give him the benefit of the doubt. I just think he's a dude that is again, because I buy into that mold theory that we are who we are. There's somebody out there that's just like me. Bless their heart. There's somebody out there like Ben. There's everybody. When you meet, very rarely do you get to meet somebody and say, I've never met someone like you. But when you do meet that person, they're very special in your life, usually, especially if it's like in a relationship type of thing. If you're out there being single, you're a dude and you're meeting girl after girl after girl after girl, and they're all the same type of girl, and they're not your type because they do this and they do that, and they do this and they do that, and you don't like it. Then you meet that one girl that you can't compare to anybody else. Now, you don't know how it's going to go, and it could end up horrible, but you're in because it's different. You never met someone quite like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what you're attracted to. And that goes for friendships as well. Unfortunately, like in the work world, you're going to meet, especially those in power. They all get cut from the same cloth. They come from the same factory. And you meet that person, you have no choice but to put them into that mold. And you know what's coming, and that's why we're supposed to learn as we grow older how to deal with those people. Some of us do, and some of us don't. It is what it is. But anyway, Keegan Carmichael. He spells his last name goofy though. I don't know if that's
shocking. I got a comedian you got to look up. I was listening to him the other day, and I'm like, I bet Bailey would dig this guy's sense of humor. Chad Daniels.
Chad Daniels. I've never heard of him.
Dude, he's funny.
Really?
And he's smart. Yeah, he's like in between like Daniel Tosh and Tony. He's kind of in between those two somewhere.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of
comedians tend to make me angry. Because they're so
that's not their goal.
I know, but they're so clever and they're so smart and they're so funny. And I get angry that I didn't think of like certain jokes. I mean, not that I'm a comedian or a joke teller or anything. I mean, we tell jokes in conversation, but like when I hear them, I'm going, God, that's so brilliant. And I get angry with myself. I'm like, damn, why didn't I think of that? This is a different platform versus the radio platform where you can do kind of those types of things. But then, especially when I, had a full-time radio show, I would get angry when I would hear comedians come up with really clever stuff. I get angry at myself. I'm like, God, you're not working hard enough. You're not thinking hard enough. Like I don't have that comedic timing. I don't know how to structure a joke. I've never been trained like that. But
you can't get mad at them. That's what they do.
I understand that, but it's like in the creativity world, I'm going, God, why didn't I think of that? Lululemon, Caesar salad. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Those types of things.
Yeah.
That's why I opened my big mouth, like the opener for Ian Bagg when he was in town. And I was like, hey man, that Law and Order joke was really funny. At that towards the end, you ever think about adding a dun dun? He's like, I was like, oh God, Bailey, don't tell him this. This is not your, shut up. What are you doing? This is what you do. You always open your big fucking mouth. God.
Did he add it?
What do you, yeah, he added it.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun. All right, let's get your what the fuck video for this episode of the BS.
What the fuck?
Pay attention.
Say goodbye. Take a sad song and make it better. Remember to let her into your heart. Then you can start to make it better. Hey Jude.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
So did the guy just realize the dude was keying his car?
So many questions. How did he just sit there with his phone watching it happen for that long without being like, what are you doing? At least yelling at the guy through the window.
Right.
What instigated that guy to do that? Like, what was the catalyst for him to go, I need to key this person's car right now a lot from my handicap scooter?
Dude just motoring down the road, decides to roll up on some guy and key his car listening to the Beatles.
I need answers, Bailey.
I don't have them. I don't get it either. I want to know why it took him like 40 seconds to go, what the fuck, man? Why is this guy keying my car?
Did you hear how he said? He goes, oh my God.
Oh my God. What are you doing? I'm going to have to go to Mako.
God, I'm trying to get to where I can watch Wicked.
I need to go meet my friend Ben. We got some posts to make. No way I'm going to see Ben with a key in my key car. It's just not right. Key in a car is personal. I've had my car keyed once, and I would love. Nobody just, well, I don't say nobody, but very rarely does a car get keyed randomly. Right?
Yeah, there's a reason, there's a purpose.
Right. There's a purpose. And I got my car keyed once, and I never found out who did it. I would love, before I die, to know who keyed my car. I would love to know.
What did it say?
Nothing. Just
just a
right across. It was right on, just on my door, the driver's side door.
It doesn't even sound very personal.
It had to be keying a car is like stabbing somebody. It's very personal. Like there's a personal reason why you're doing it. Like you're mad, and that's the way to get back. I don't believe in it. I'm not a big vandalism guy. I think vandalism's stupid. Because you can never take credit for it. Like if you're going to key somebody's car, all you're doing is walking away knowing that you keyed their car. The point of getting back at somebody is them knowing it was you that did it, right? You
dug your key into the side of his pretty little souped up 4-wheel drive.
Right. That's the whole idea of like getting back at somebody is to let them know it was you that did it. Like TP in someone's house, never got it. Right. Now, when you're younger and you do that kind of stupid shit.
I know it's fun though.
Yeah. What do? You go around, you brag about it, and you tell people, and eventually it gets back. And hopefully the person that owned the house comes back and beats the shit out of you. But I never TP'd a house. I would never go. I was asked, but I would never go. I just never believed in it. I thought it was stupid. It was like, why am I doing this? Well, he's a nerd. So what? Like we're going to TP the guy's house because he's a nerd. That's just stupid, Anyway, that's my 2 cents. That's your what the fuck video. You want this?
What the fuck?
It's fun. Everybody likes that. All right. Let's wrap this up. Hey, appreciate you listening to the Freebay episode. Remember the BPX, we've got 3 different shows, 5 days a week, 3 different shows, 5 days a week. That's a lot of content, right? It's a lot of work. So Mondays, I do an episode with my wife called Honey, I Raised the Kids, about us becoming empty nesters. You'll like this week's episode. It's already up. She has a field day making fun of me. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is the BS. Wednesdays are the free episodes. Tuesdays and Thursdays are for subscribers. Got a lot of subscribers. Would love to have you on board. If you go to jasonbailey.com, you can subscribe. You can get all those episodes, plus the hundreds of episodes that are already up. You will unlock thousands of hours of content, past structures of shows and guests and all kinds of stuff if you're into that kind of thing. And I hope you do, and I'd appreciate it if you did. It helped me out tremendously. And then Fridays, it's the Vinyl Road podcast with me and Brad Stewart of Saliva. We talk rock and roll, stories from the road, and that's always a lot of fun as well. So hopefully this week's episode, if all goes as planned, will be very interesting. Very, very interesting. So yes, very, very interesting.
Oh, I'm intrigued.
Yeah, be intrigued. Thank you to our sponsor, especially Once Upon a Coconut, our title sponsor, onceuponacoconut.com. Make sure you using that checkout code BSPodcast10 when you put your order in the cart. You save yourself some gatuses, some money, 10% off of your order. And they've got all kinds of different flavors. It is without a doubt the best coconut water in the land. I will tell you this. I was drinking Once Upon a Coconut before they became a sponsor. That is kind of almost how they became a sponsor because I'm such a fan. And we also handed out at our live ozone therapy spa in Altamont Springs, Florida, because we need our patients to hydrate. And this is a great way to hydrate. It's got all kinds of natural sugars and electrolytes and all that good stuff in there. So it'll get people at least back to zero after they get out of the Hocket sauna. So that's good. Please like, share, and follow on all of our social media. All the shows have their own Instagram at Honey, I Raised the Kids, at Listen to the BS, at The Vinyl Road Podcast. For the BS, we have Facebook. I have a personal Facebook. I have a fan page under Jason Bailey. If you want to follow or add me on my personal page, I'm getting a lot of people there now, and the YouTube channel. So please find all those things off of jasonbailey.com. I don't know if the new website is up. I know it should be up, and I know it's going to be up. I just don't know when it's going to be up. It is out of my control. My web designer is doing that. So just check jasonbailey.com periodically. The new site's going to be awesome. Easily navigatable and all that good stuff. So
as long as I can still buy some cool shirts.
Yes, the merch store is up there, and all the logos are being done by the Bald Badger. You got this one. I got Florida underneath. I shrunk this a little bit. Get the premium shirts, by the way, when you get it, so the sleeves aren't baggy like this. But the premium shirts you'll like those better. It's a couple dollars more, but you'll like the premium shirts better. I'm telling you that right now. All right, Benjamin, you got anything before we get out?
Man, it's a wicked good episode we've done today here, Bailey.
Wicked good episode.
Wicked good.
Wow, I like wicked. All right, look, thanks for listening. Thanks for the support. I always say this, if you're going to be doing some drinking, I understand, I get it, but if you've had too much, please don't get behind the wheel of a car. I've lost way too many friends like that. I love you. I don't want you to see that. You. All right, have yourself a great rest of your day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Thanks for listening. Till next time, check out thebaileyshow.com. Make sure you like, share, follow on all socials. I leave you with these parting words.
Never got a pink slip either. You know what I would get? A guy would come around to my desk and say, "Get the fuck out of here!"
What do we want to talk about?
3 different shows, 5 days a week, 1 feed, details, and to subscribe, jasonbailey.com.